3, 2, 1.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Evening and afternoon are the same thing, I'm pretty sure. My name's Jeff. Welcome to Night News. You can also call me Random as well. I am mixed with a lot of emotions. This is a very different video. It's more of a ranty video. I even said a couple of episodes ago that I didn't want to do anything drama related, and now I'm in drama, which is so fascinating. But if you guys didn't know, I was a part of an organization called Red Reserve. A couple of months ago, I happened to leave. I was a part for about 3.5 years. I recently left along with a couple other people, and basically everybody's left the team as of today, basically. So a lot of things I've kind of been up about this, about like what exactly has happened and why everything is going downhill and what's just been happening. Red, basically just the management. If you guys don't understand what's going on, there was a percentage of Red that was given up for majority to which we thought we were just gonna use that majority, or their majority that they had, they were going to use it for esports, and that's just what we kind of thought it was. And to be completely honest, I wasn't even I was a part of this deal. Like, I knew some parts of it, but I was just kind of focusing on like my own thing more than anything, and I kind of just let the leader in Red, which was Formula, just kind of handle it. And I think everybody that was kind of talked about within this deal and like trying to understanding of it really didn't know and understand everything that was going on. I fully believe in the deepest part of my heart that everybody thought in the Red House that everything was going to be amazing now that we got like Orbit to now own majority of the company, and they were using money to where they would pay for esports and be able to just do really well in esports, which they kind of haven't been. So I don't really understand why they push out so many content creators all the time, and especially with them coming out with this statement today that they're releasing the Red House. First of all, I know that myself and Gandhi aren't not even a part of this at all whatsoever. We literally, we just left. Like, we clearly even said we left. And then today they just randomly came out and said that they're releasing the rest of the house, which is totally untrue. I've been talking with the guys for the past couple of months, even though I've left, and they were gonna leave. Like, it's not even, they're not releasing or anything. They left themselves, if anything. They just didn't announce it yet or anything. It's not they didn't get released. That's not true at all. There was also a bunch of lies, and I will be discussing this a lot more in detail on my main channel about this. I'll be dissecting basically everything, just going into more detail about what's happening and what's going on. I really hate that people are kind of putting the blame on Formula, for instance. Like, he didn't do anything. Like, we all encouraged this. Like, we all wanted it. We wanted it to be a thing. However, I didn't know that it was going to be a majority. I really didn't know that. So if I would have known that, maybe I would have kind of thought something different. But I kind of understand where he was coming from, because we needed money to help grow the org even more. We tried for years to try to get sponsors and people to help us with these things happening, and it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough money to where we could push out for esports. We just couldn't do it. So that's why we got people. It's not greedy at all. We wanted to help out the team, and we wanted it to grow. We wanted to make it something amazing, and it was doing really well there for a little while. Our esports started doing a little bit better, and then it kind of just turned into what is said in there that is true, a lack of communication. But it's not a communication on any of the people in the Red House fault. It's only communication. I wouldn't say it's only communication. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I could possibly be. There were times where we didn't talk, but there were a much more amount of times where we didn't hear anything back, and we didn't hear anything back for days, sometimes weeks. And I've even mentioned this thing on my main channel before about for our rent, for example, being cut, and to where it was very last minute, very specific, and it was just like, why are you telling this last minute? Like, why don't you tell us beforehand so we could pay, just so we don't get our credit hurt, and also just why? What is the point of this? So I also don't understand why releasing content creators as well is such a big deal. Like, it's so important. If anything, the reason why Red is what it is strictly because, I'm not going to say strictly because of the Red House, but it was a majority because of the Red House. It's what it was. It's where the most viewers were. In this past month alone, every single person within the Red House, including myself, has had the most views they've ever had on YouTube ever. And they decide to cut that. Not even cut it. That we decide to leave, but they want to go out of the way and say that they cut us. I assume to look big, I guess. I don't really understand. But I don't think a lot of you guys realize how big the difference is between us not being there. And I'm not trying to say that to be oh, we're just a full entire thing. Yes, of course there's esports and that kind of side, but really esports isn't really doing much. So we're the ones that keep this thing afloat. Whenever we did videos on the Red channel, they usually did pretty well. Whenever we would just do videos on our own, they would do really well. Whenever we would talk about Red videos, we got multiple team tages and multiple amount of videos get a lot more love because we specifically talked about it in our videos. And whenever our faces were in the thumbnail, they tend to do a lot better. And that's something that we encouraged, that we really wanted to try to push, and that we wanted to try to push the Red House. And it kind of always seemed that the staff wanted to take away from us. And like I've said, there's always two sides to every story, but you can't come out of the gate and say these things on just an article and just mention, by the way, we're getting rid of the Red House because of these reasons, when that's not true, when it's so much of the opposite. There were so many times where I've been lied to where I've been promised so many things, and never... I really don't believe I ever received... I might have received one thing, and that one thing I received was incorrect as well. I'm not going to go into specifics because there's a possibility that sponsor related, and I don't want to get in trouble for that. But I don't understand what the thought process of is, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go out and say we're releasing the Red House. When in all reality, you don't know that's not true. The only reason that Red is afloat is because of the Red House. I am only going to assume, and I don't like assuming, I'm only going to assume that the whole reason for this was strictly because you want to be known as the villains of a community or something. That's all I can think of. This is only going to cause backlash. Everybody who's anybody just does not like Red management anymore, and therefore do not like a lot of people in Red. Red is dead. It just is. That's the way it is now. So many people are leaving. So many people are tired of this management. And I really don't understand why this was hey, I have got a great idea. Let's make everybody think we kicked them and we will look really good. That's really bad. If anything, what should happen is, if you did happen to kick them, let them have a chance to say something. And then even if they said, by the way, we left, and although you kicked them, it's probably better if you just leave it as it is. When in all reality, again, they never got kicked. They just left. Same thing on my own. I just left. Same thing on Gandhi's. He left. But so I don't understand this mentality of we're going to just bash in this kind of way. Also, I just want to say really quick, and I mentioned this on Twitter a little bit, why in the world are you giving the best wishes right after you're talking about, oh, by the way, all this communication and all these lies? Probably not the best thing to do. I don't want your wishes anymore. I don't want your best of wishes. I wanted that when I was in the team originally. By the way, you're probably going to hear a lot about this on the same thing from my main channel video. And like I said, I'm not really big on doing videos like this. I wanted to talk about so many other things with Fortnite news, or not news, night news, whatever. But now I can't do it just because I'm in this mentality now of wow, I can't believe this actually happened today. And if the guys were to just have left and that was basically it, I wouldn't have said anything at all. But the fact that Red went out of the way, tried to bash us all, is just crazy. We built this team for the past 3+ years, and now we're just getting disrespect out of it. From the investors, from a large majority of staff within the team, when I left, I didn't receive anything good out of it. I didn't receive people who were I wish you the best. And there were a couple people, and don't get me wrong, there were a couple people that were within the staff that wished me the best of luck. But the top of the top people literally just did not care at all, even though I myself have done a lot for the team as well, building up the brand. And I don't expect a best of wishes kind of thing, but just for the fact that I've given up so much time for this and literally nothing has come out of it, and just no reaction really, just zero, just kind of shows what the management has. Again, this is two sides to every story. I am just saying my side, a little portion of it, because I'm really tired of hearing this. We all thought it was a good idea, a very good idea to go into this. We were all very excited, and in no way is this. And seriously, I hate that people are putting a blame. Nobody's putting a blame on me, and the only person I see that is getting any blame on this is Formula, which I don't understand at all. He was trying to better the team. There was nothing we really could have done. That is not greed. When you go out and you go ask for money to make something better, that is not greed. That greed is if he were to go ask for money and then he would just take all the money for himself and literally do nothing to build up the team at all. That is greed. We wanted to build up Red. Formula wanted to build up Red. Again, I'm going to say this again in my video on my main channel. It is nothing but pure craziness to me, like how this is happening. It is ridiculous. I owe so much to the guys in the house. I owe so much to Formula for not kicking me. Thank you again for not kicking me. But it's ridiculous. It's crazy. And it's insane to me just because with the numbers that we had within the team, and I get we're not like the biggest out there ever. People in FaZe are doing way better than us. But besides FaZe, I mean, on YouTube, we had like the best numbers. I think right now probably TSM is getting a little bit better. Maybe Doom. But we had super high numbers, and that was literally only 4 or 5 people within the house, and not even some people. Majority of the people in the team weren't even uploading. I couldn't even imagine the numbers that we would have had if everybody would have kept uploading. And which another point I want to get off, and that is for anybody that's been in Red, for anybody that later is going to join Red possibly. I hope that you take this video into consideration if you do happen to join, but I just don't understand it. I really don't get it. I'm like going back and forth on so many things because I really don't get like why would you come out and say something like this, try slandering us, when in all reality we have so much against you. Especially, I guarantee you that all the guys are making videos right now and already uploading them, basically describing what the heck is going on and like so many bad decisions that are being made. There was so much just crap. It's just that's the base of all I could put it. It was always so ridiculous to try to communicate with people, and it seemed like everybody kind of had like a bad taste with people within the house, when in reality we tried helping a lot of people. There are countless, I'm not gonna say countless, there's a lot of people within the team that we try helping out continuously, trying to make them better. For anybody that was in Red that came to champs, you know how much we were dedicated to try to help you in the best way that we possibly could, at least speaking. We're not going to shout out absolutely everybody that's within the team. We want to be able to make content with people to where we feel like we are comfortable within our own content to be able to publish whatever we can for those specific people that do really, really well. I've made videos with very small creators as well, and it's just because I like the stuff that they do, and that's basically it. I'm just not going to go shout out anybody that's within my team. And especially a really big thing as well, that the team that I am going to be joining, I said I'm going to be joining on May 15th. I'm pretty sure that's the due date of when I said. It is a crazy difference on just like the few people that I have talked to in this team, just the great communication and the great passion that they have and a vision towards something that I've been wanting for years. And I've never had that. I've never had that other than with the guys within the house. But when we moved over with the management to the side of Orbit, and which became Red, it was nothing like that. It's ridiculous. I want to say one last time just before I finish off this video. Again, it's crazy just for everything that has happened. But the deal between Red and Orbit and was not taken to be as greedy. I wanted it really bad myself. I wanted to be able to push Red. I wanted to be able to go to an event and be like, I really want to watch Red play and I really want to watch Red win. And it basically was that for a while, and we were so happy that we were able to do that. But with a lot of other stuff behind the scenes, it wasn't that at all. So it's pretty ridiculous. So if I have to say anything, it is you just gotta watch out. And this is a huge learning experience. It is a massive learning experience. I didn't get anything negative from this. I got like a bunch of videos off of it. I milked it pretty hard, but it's a big learning experience. And like I said, I feel like a majority of people that are going to be leaving red it's going to be a big learning experience from them. So one last thing I'm going to say, I know I said one last thing before, but to anybody that is still in red or not in red anymore, I guess I wish you luck for the good ones, and I really encourage you to really push yourself a lot more. To the people that didn't really approve of us within red, that was more of like the management side. You know, you do your thing. I guess good luck with like trying to slander people and just act like it's perfectly okay to say these things, even though in all reality it's the complete opposite. And again, two sides to every story. They can talk whatever they want to talk as well, but this is just my point of view. I'm pretty sure a lot of the other guys are also uploading this as well, but this is just my take on everything. So, yeah, a very kind of more negative story more than anything. I'm sorry that this one was a lot continuous and a lot longer, and I probably didn't make sense on a lot of other parts, and I probably look really stupid, especially with this thing right here. I haven't shaved. I just moved, and I still don't have a razor, so it's pretty difficult. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this clears up a couple of just kind of things that are going around. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for always continuing to have our backs. It is awesome. It's really cool. And like I said, main channel video tomorrow. So yeah, my name's Jeff. I still don't like the color red, man.